This is Andy Tube, and this is part 29 of my Singer Model 404 restoration. And I'm just doing a little handheld here to show you how I set it up to install the motor, because that's what part 29 does. We get to put the motor back in. It's very simple. You know, a bracket and a screw and a little fiddly wire work, and you'll get it all done. So I just wanted to kind of show that area in there, what I call the motor tube that I'm going to slide the top of the motor into, and I've dressed or arranged the wiring around the right side and the bottom of that, so I have a clear shot without any blockage going in there. And this part right here is usually what goes up into that tube. So we need it clear, and it needs to go up, so the wiring has to be kind of tucked under the lip of that. So I took a picture of that, and I'll show that picture for a few seconds so you can take a look at it. And then I'm going to mount on the tripod here and get set up to install the motor. So take a look at the picture and I'll meet you back here. Okay, should be nice and steady now. So if you saw in that picture how tight that wire goes around the right side and the bottom, and if you have trouble running it around the right side there, just come over and loosen the screw on the terminal. Just back it out a little bit so that you have a little space to go in there on the right of the motor and tuck the wire around the right of the tube, and then you can just come back and tighten up the terminal screw. But once you get that wire properly dressed and out of the way, it's just so easy just to take this PA style motor and hold it by the end with the pins up on the top, because you're going to have to plug the wire leads on them. Hold those wire leads up out of the way, put the gear at the top of the motor in that tube, and just start sliding it in. And you saw it hesitate there, and you saw me wiggle it. That was when it meshed up with the hand wheel, that Textolite gear on the back of the hand wheel. So usually that's all it needs, is you'll get it up in there, it'll hesitate at the gear like that, and then just wiggle it a little, and the gears will mesh together, and you're in. That's it. So the motor has been installed, and then you're going to reconnect the wires. You're going to have a black one and a red one, and on those two pins, put the red one. Let's see if I can get this closer here, maybe. That's still looking good there. Not too bad. Okay, so put the red one on the right pin. And I usually do that first because it's the shorter of the wire. And it just slides right on that pin. Remember, there's like hollow tubes there, right? Some kind of copper brass alloy. And you got the same kind of metal here on a pin, and that's how they connect. So no screws, no stripping wires down here, just plug it right in like that. Red on the right. Okay? And then we've got that in. So we're just going to take our motor hold down bracket. If you remember this back from one of the early videos, the motor doesn't bolt or screw into the machine. This bracket holds it in place. So this little curve just rests on the curve of the motor right there, and you'll see a notch up here that goes around a little post that sticks out. So we just get it up there, and snug fit already, huh? Almost felt like it was rubbing on something. Usually you keep that motor pushed to the right. Let's try it again here. Oh, okay, that's better. There we go, that's better. Now the motor will not budge. And then we just take our motor hold down screw bracket, motor hold down bracket screw, and put it in there. And it's a long way to get back to the threads. So if you don't line it up, you can kind of peek in from this side to see what you're doing. You can look around behind the edge of the plate. And I may have to do that. That's okay, I was only off by about a ½ inch. There we go. Yeah, that's my tendency. The screw was going in and going down below the screw hole. So we will snug that up good. And the motor's in there nice and snug, so you just you know, snug that screw up. You don't have to tighten it real hard, because just the way it fits in there and the clearances and everything, it's real tight. So don't bend that bracket or force anything. Just real snug. Okay. Now I'm going to turn up the, well, let me see. See if I can back this off a little bit. Maybe. Get up there. Let's try that look maybe. And I'm going to set the machine upright. And I'm going to look in the top here and make sure that that meshes. So when I turn the hand wheel, I see the gear on the motor spinning. Oops, I guess I should do it like that. Huh? So the hand wheel, the Texalite gear spin, and that's spinning the top of the motor shaft in the gear there. So it looks good. So I meshed up well with that. You take one of my foot controllers and power cords here, and I'll plug it in and we'll see if this motor runs. Let's see, cord to the back. Okay, and where's the connector here? The plug, a little 2-prong plug for the foot connector here. Alright, so it's a little different from me. I'm filming from the other side of my workbench, so it seems kind of weird. Okay, let's see if I got power there. Let me get the foot controller, and you know what? I'm going to turn back that stop motion knob and release that clamping screw. So hold the hand wheel, turn the knob towards me, so it should release. That should allow the motor to spin without doing the bobbin and the needle bar and stuff like that. And we just want to see this motor, see how our electrical splicing was. There she goes. Hear it running. And lift off. Yeah, hand wheels spinning like crazy. Alright, So, the motor sounded good, didn't it? Now, let's see if I can get this over here a little bit. I'll close up the bobbin and see if we can see these gears turning up there. There we go. Look at that feed fork connector. See that upper arm shaft turning. Sounds good, doesn't it? There's my face working. The thread take-up lever. Let me see if I can slow it down a little for you. Thread take-up lever. Needle bar. Wow, looks nice, huh? And see if I can open up that slide plate. You can lift this up a little. You might be able to see that bobbin hook spinning around in there. Yeah, I think you can see that hook going around. You can see that needle bar lifter. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? I can see the feed dogs going up and down. I don't know if you'll be able to make that out, but it sounds terrific. It sounds really smooth. And let's jazz it up a little bit here. Okay. Whoop. So, the other thing I want to do while I'm here is just test the last of my wire. So I put in a standard incandescent sewing machine light bulb, and it's just the standard 15 watt, and goes in a bayonet style, which means there's a couple of pins there, one on the other side, and pins just go kind of up and down, and you push it against the spring clips in there and turn it a little bit towards you, and it mounts in there. And then I'll just test it. Yeah. Got that. Whew, sorry about that. Okay, so I know that my wire splice up there is good. So taking the harness out and putting it back in and re-splicing it up there on top, and everything worked great. I'll leave that in a little bit because it's already way too hot. So that is the installation of the PA style motor. Still don't know what the PA stands for, but I think of it now as phenomenally awesome motor, because I took it out and cleaned it up, almost done restoring the machine, and it goes right in there and just works so well. And like a commenter said, Daffy Cat Bennett, kind of sounds like a airplane. That sound. Okay, so that's a motor. Very easy. You did a good job with that. You should be proud of yourself. Now you can take that motor out and clean it, and clean around the area and stuff anytime that you want. And in another video soon, I'll be putting the lampshade back up here over the light, and I'm going to do a comparison of this standard incandescent bulb with a new style LED bulb, and show you and explain why I like that LED so much. If you're not familiar with them, I think you'll be surprised. And if you are familiar with the LED on your machines, I'm sure you will agree with me. They are terrific. Okay, that's 29, part 29, installation of the motor and testing the wiring. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.